This is a SnapEd New York video presentation.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another cooking demo video of the week. My name is Leanna and I am a Master's of Public Health student intern at Bright Side Up, working with Hannah Wise, registered dietitian. We work on a program called Farm to Preschool, which is a part of Eat Well, Play Hard in childcare settings, where we strive to increase access to locally grown produce while also reducing the cost barriers to these healthy foods. This is intended for parents with children in preschool, as well as the staff and the community members. Today, Hannah and I will be cooking together virtually to create a colorful summer salad. We focus on the use of corn this week because it's in season and a popular summer crop. You can follow along and make this delicious dish at home in no time. As always, we're here to answer any questions you may have, and we encourage you to send questions in to the email you see on your screen or simply place a comment in the section below. Let's get started. And here's a quick snapshot of the ingredients and the instructions so you know what you're getting yourself into today. Alright, so by now I hope you guys have caught on to that first important step to handling our cooking food, and that is washing our hands. Hannah does a great job here, and she even cleans under her wedding ring to get all of the dirt and germs off. Alrighty, so now that our hands are clean, time to get those veggies clean too. As you can see, Hannah just rinsed off her pepper. Now she's moving on to rinsing off her scallions, and next she'll rinse off all of her corn. And a tip for buying fresh corn, you want to look for corn with fresh green husks with no rotten spots.
Okay, so we're going to chop our pepper. I have a nice red bell pepper, and what I usually do to get started is I chop the stem off. Now this doesn't have a stem, so I don't need to do any of that. So typically chop the stem off so you have a flat surface, and then flip it and hold it, and then you're just going to take slices. You're going to slice down, and this I found is a great way to get as much of the pepper as possible without having to deal with any of the seeds. So you make nice clean cuts all the way down, and then you can just cut on the side a little bit, so then you don't have to worry about getting the seeds in any of the pepper that you want. Okay, so then we're just going to go ahead and chop all the pepper up and slicing it into little cubes. Next, we're going to chop our 3 scallions. They've already been washed and the tops look pretty good. If there's any browning or bad ones, I like to just kind of pop the tops off like this. It's kind of fun. If you want to get the kids involved, it's a nice way. And then I usually take my scallions and fold them. You can fold them in. These are kind of stiff, so I'll just fold them a little bit, but it just makes the chopping a little bit easier. And you start at this end, and make sure you have your fingers in that bear claw position so they don't get chopped. And we'll just dice up our 3 scallions. You can use the green parts and the white parts, depending on how strong of an onion flavor you like. I like things pretty oniony, so I'm going to take it all the way down to the end. And then we're going to add our scallions to the peppers. Next we have our corn. So corn is wonderful right now. It is in season. I've rinsed the outside just in case there's anything outside, so I'm not touching it and then touching everything else. But we're just going to shuck our corn. So I like to get all the stuff off and then just break it at the end so we have a nice clean ear of corn. And then I'm going to rinse my corn off again just one more time because we are using fresh corn. And then I'm just going to chop it. So we're going to take it and watch your fingers, place it on the flat end, and just slowly grate the corn off. So you don't have to boil it, grill it, or roast it or anything. Fresh corn is wonderful, especially if you get it in season and local. It should be pretty sweet without adding anything to it. Now I'm going to add the lima beans. This is about 2 cups. I got frozen lima beans, so I just thawed them out in the microwave. And it was a little more than 2 cups, but I'm okay with some extra lima beans, so I threw the rest in.
Hannah used frozen lima beans and she microwaved them for about 4 minutes. She said that there were instructions on the bag and she followed them and they thawed out perfectly. And some substitutions for everyone. You can swap out the corn for peas, cauliflower, or some carrots. And you can either omit the lima beans entirely or use different beans such as cannellini or kidney because beans are a great and easy source of protein. Let's go back to Hannah to see what she's up to. I think there might be one more ingredient before we make the dressing.
The last thing we have to add before our dressing is our clove of garlic. So it just calls for 1 clove. So a trick to getting the peel off is place the knife flat on the clove of garlic and kind of give it a little bang. So this will crack it open, make it easy to peel off without completely crushing the clove of garlic. Dressing calls for 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You can use olive oil or if you don't have plain vegetable oil. 1, 2. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and I'm using white wine vinegar, but you can use apple cider vinegar or any other type of vinegar you want. Okay, so we got our oil and our vinegar in there, and then it calls for just a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. So I'm gonna just start with 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then I'm just gonna crack some black pepper right into the dressing. And you can adjust the spices after you've added them to your salad. I'm gonna whisk them together. So you'll see it's a super colorful salad. We have our yellow, green, red, and it's a great summer salad. It's in season in New York State in the summer with the great corn we have up here. Enjoy!
Like Hannah mentioned, that salad was very colorful, which is perfect because it's so important to eat the rainbow, which means incorporating fruits and veggies of multiple colors throughout your meals. Parents and caregivers, remember you're a child's role model. They learn from watching you, so if you're trying new healthy foods, they will too. And daily recommendations for preschoolers: fruit is anywhere between 1 and 1.5 cups, and vegetables are 1.5 to 2 cups. And here you can see the cost breakdown for each individual ingredient as well as the cost per serving. Overall, this recipe was very affordable, easy to make, and also delicious. It's also considered a main dish because of that added source of protein from the beans. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and be sure to check back next week for another recipe.
Thank you for joining us today. We know the healthy choice isn't always the easiest choice, but small changes can make a big difference. Start today by getting involved with SNAP Ed New York. This program is free for those who qualify or receive SNAP benefits. We want to help you save time, save money, and eat healthy. Learn how SNAP Ed can make a difference in your life. For more information and to find your local program, visit snapedny.org. This material was funded by USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.